In at number 10, Johnny Depp. I don't think I really have to explain this one all that much, but it's clear that nobody hates Amber Heard more than Johnny Depp. Because of her accusations, which may or may not be true, Johnny's reputation has taken a huge hit, and it's cost him multiple lucrative acting gigs. The exes are currently in court settling their massive defamation lawsuits. Johnny is suing Amber for $50 million, claiming she lied when she accused him of physically her. She's countersuing him for $100 million for defamation, claiming he coordinated a smear campaign against her. A key date in their trial is April 22nd of 2016. On this day, Amber threw a birthday party for herself at their penthouse. Johnny allegedly showed up late and then left, but Amber claims that before leaving he threw a bottle at her. Then the next morning, Depp got a call from their housekeeper stating that there was poop on his side of the bed. Johnny immediately thought it was from Amber or one of her friends as a way to get back at him. So clearly there's a lot of tension there, and hopefully we get to the truth. In at number 9, Winona Ryder. When Amber Heard first came out against Depp, many of Depp's former girlfriends came to his defense against her, to support Depp's claims that he was never violent with her like she claimed. Winona and Johnny dated from 1989 to 1993, and the pair were very serious, so much so that everyone was convinced they would get married, although they never did. At the time of the allegation, Ryder made a statement saying in part, quote, "From my experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny that I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations." Ryder made a point to say her interactions with him may have been different than Heard's, but in her experience, these accusations are shocking. In at number 8, Javier Bardem. Actor Javier Bardem also spoke openly about Johnny Depp. In his statement, Bardem not only supported Depp, but took some clear digs at Amber Heard. He said, quote, "I love Johnny because he is a good human being, trapped in the lies and manipulations of toxic beings, and yet smiling and loving us all in spite of it. How? Through his music, through his acting, through his silence. This means a lot. Thank you, Johnny. Millions of others like me love you deeply." Bardem did not only want to share how loving and caring that Johnny Depp is as a person, he also wanted to add that Depp is trapped in the lies and manipulations of toxic beings. It doesn't take much to put 2 and 2 together. Clearly the toxic being he's referring to is none other than Amber Heard.
Kris Jenner. Believe it or not, the Kardashian clan used to be super close to the Smith family, particularly because Kris's kids got along super well with Jada and Will's kids. In fact, Kendall and Jaden are still super close, but we never see the adults hanging out anymore. It's very likely that their friendship didn't survive the whole famous Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson, Jordyn Woods love triangle in 2019. After Jordyn was exposed for making out with Khloe's ex Tristan, Jada decided to have Jordyn on her talk show, Red Table Talk, to reveal her side of the story. The interview featured a ton of sympathy for Jordyn as she said her piece about what went down. Jada and Will have known Jordyn since she was born because her father worked on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Apparently, after the allegations came to light, Jordyn came to Jada asking for help. Quote, "I just wanted her to have a platform to tell her story. That's it. She's a young, beautiful woman inside and out, and me having been a young girl, we sometimes get into situations that we don't necessarily know how to handle." It's likely that all this sympathy towards Jordyn led the Kardashian matriarch to cut ties with Jada, as they were never seen getting close after the incident. Promptly after the interview, the Jenners and the Kardashians all unfollowed Jada and Will on Instagram and vice versa. That being said, they still let their kids hang out, as Jaden was spotted at Kendall's infamous controversial 2020 birthday bash.
In at number 6, Vanessa Paradis. Johnny's ex-wife, Vanessa Paradis, who he has a good relationship with, also came forward to defend him. Depp and the French star met on the set of Roman Polanski's film The Ninth Gate and were together for around 14 years from 1998 to 2012. During their time together, the couple had 2 children, but never decided to get married. During the allegations, Paradis said, quote, "Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and non-violent person and father. I'm aware of the allegations which Amber Heard has publicly accused Johnny of for more than 4 years now. This is nothing like the true Johnny that I have known, and from my personal experience of many years, I can say he was never violent to me." Halfway number 5, Article Sound System. One of Lipa's biggest hits is her song Levitating off her Future Nostalgia album. But just weeks ago, a small indie band called Article Sound System sued Lipa, stating that she stole their song to make Levitating. The song they believe she ripped off is their 2017 track, Live Your Life. The band claims that they have been touring since 2010, with that song being a staple in their onstage performance since 2017. In the suit, the band claims that Dua and her collaborators, quote, listened to and copied Live Your Life before and during the time when they were writing Levitating. The band did not give any specific proof that they heard the song before making Levitating, but they believe the songs are way too similar for it to just be a coincidence. At first, everyone thought that this was just a simple money grab and the band was doing this to become more relevant. But after the songs were compared side by side, it's hard to ignore the glaring similarities. As of now, Dua nor her legal team has made any statements on this matter, but it seems they will be leaving their comments for court.
And at number 4, J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling got in some hot water after she decided to cast Depp as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts franchise. At the time of the casting, Heard had just come out with her accusations, and all of Hollywood was turning on him. However, Rowling defended her choice and chose to stand by Depp. She said in a statement, quote, "For me personally, the inability to speak openly to fans about this issue has been difficult. However, the agreements that have been put in place to protect the privacy of two people, both of whom have expressed a desire to get on with their lives, must be respected. Based on our understanding of the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny playing a major character in the movies." So here Rowling makes it seem like she knows more of what's happened behind the scenes and believes Depp over Heard.
Okay, this next one is just for laughs, but Will Smith. I mean, God, they must have had an extremely hard time within their marriage because Jada, for better or for worse, constantly lays it out on the table. She airs her dirty laundry with Will genuinely constantly, and a lot of fans think that the Men in Black actor is so stricken with Jada that he won't see just how inappropriate her behavior is. For example, always on her talk show, Jada insinuated that Will doesn't know how to please her in bed when she was discussing intimacy with Gwyneth Paltrow. Also openly admitted to cheating on Will, and she had an extremely intimate relationship with Tupac Shakur despite her claiming never to have dated him. I can't imagine all that going over super well, especially when we, as the ever watchful public, know all of these things. I think it would be a much easier pill to swallow if the entire internet weren't calling Will a but here we are. And now that the Oscars slap thing happened because Will was defending Jada's hair loss, it really does feel like a house that's so full of pretension and privilege that I think people have just kind of largely given up on the couple. Anyways, listen, I know it was so tough finding celebrities who openly hate Jada. Not that she's a particularly good person, but like, why even have the public beef?
And at number 2, Doug Stanhope. Back when Johnny Depp was being attacked by the media, he was not able to defend himself because he was in the middle of some lawsuits. So his good friend Doug Stanhope came to his defense. Stanhope published a piece online detailing all of Amber's manipulative lies and stated that Amber was making all of these false allegations for monetary gain. He said in the essay that he knew that Amber planned to, quote, blackmail his friend. Adding, quote, "We watched her manipulate and mess with him for years. We didn't say a word. To each other, yes, but never to him." Apparently, Depp even told Stanhope that Heard was threatening to lie about him publicly in any and every way if he didn't agree to her terms. Doug and his friends believe that Heard is a very good actor who seems like a different person to the public. And finally, number 1, David Yates. In the midst of J.K. Rowling's backlash for the casting of Fantastic Beasts, the director of the franchise, David Yates, also chimed in to defend Depp. He said in a statement at the time, quote, "Honestly, there's an issue at the moment where there's a lot of people being accused of things. They're being accused by multiple people and it's compelling and frightening. With Johnny, it seems to me that there was one person who took a pop at him and claimed something. I can only ever tell you about the man I see every day. He's full of decency and kindness, and that's all I see. Whatever accusation was out there doesn't tally with the kind of human being that I've been working with." So here it seems that Yates compared the accusations against Depp to other Hollywood men like Weinstein and Spacey, who had multiple people come out against them, insinuating that since only one woman has spoken badly about Johnny Depp, there's a chance this one person is lying, aka Amber.
And at number 7, Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris may have exposed what a diva that Dua Lipa really is. At the time of the 2019 Brit Awards, Dua was in her prime and got tons of nominations for the show. But after the show, the Daily Mail reported that insiders claimed that she was a total diva at the award show. The Sun reported that Lipa was reportedly, quote, furious after being given a dressing room close to the other guests who were eager to talk to her. Apparently her dressing room was right beside the beauty spa, so tons of people were around this area before the show. However, the singer made it clear that she didn't want to be there after other guests kept coming in to say hi and wish her good luck. Because everyone kept coming to talk to her, she reportedly slammed her door shut and took her name tag off her door so people would stop bothering her. What made things even worse was that Calvin Harris was situated pretty close to her, and his dressing room was somewhat of a party.
He let people in and was welcome to anyone who wanted to celebrate, making her look even worse.
Next up is Olivia Jade. While there's no overt animosity between Jada and Olivia Jade, there was definitely some very public discussion of having her on the Red Table talk show. After the college admissions scandal that put Olivia Jade's mother, Lori Loughlin, in jail for attempting to cheat her daughter's way into college, Olivia Jade attempted to go onto Red Table Talk to set records straight. She went onto the talk show in 2020, and Jada's co-host, her own mother, was extremely public about her distaste for Olivia's appearance. Jada's mom stated, quote, "I fought it tooth and nail. I just found it really ironic that she chose 3 black women to reach out to for her redemption story. I feel like here we are, a white woman coming to a black woman for support when we don't get the same from them. It's bothersome to me on so many levels. Her being here is the epitome of white privilege to me. And honestly, it's hard not to see her point." The whole time Olivia Jade was on the show, she just kept talking about, "Oh, poor me. I didn't realize how privileged I am, blah blah blah." And Jada's mom let her have it. She told Olivia straight to her face, quote, "There is so much violent dehumanization that the black community has to go through on a daily basis, right? There's so much devastation, particularly this year, 2020, and everything being brought to the table. There is so much inequality and inequity that when you come to the table with something like this, it's like, child, please. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted with everything we have to deal with as a community, and I just don't have the energy to put into the fact that you lost your endorsements and you're not in school right now." Whoa, I can't even imagine that going over super well on the friendship mark, especially considering this public blasting was broadcasted all over. Next up is Tom Segura. While this may be more towards Will Smith, Tom Segura has held absolutely nothing back when torching the Smith family online for the Oscars slap incident. Obviously, a lot of celebrities are ticked off at Will Smith right now, but Tom definitely brought his distaste for Jada into this rant. In a series of tweets, he said, quote, "Let me tell you this, man. The idea that you're entitled thinks because your feelings are hurt, you get to one of the all-time greats because you feel, and then the cowards, the spineless cowards that are in Hollywood and comedy. We have all the lists of the guys. It's insane. It's like a gross exaggeration. You see it all the time. I mean, you see entitlement everywhere, and that was on full display for the world to see. I have zero respect for that, and I feel like more people need to come out and say it. It's unacceptable." Damn. Tom, tell us how you really feel. That being said, it's unclear if the in question is Will or Jada. It could be either or both in this situation. Either way, I doubt Tom will be invited to any Smith family dinners in the near future.
Halfway number 5, Sia. Sia is another star who publicly came out in support of Depp and against Amber Heard. Sia does not seem to have any close connection to either star. However, based on what she's seen, she believes that Johnny is innocent. Sia posted to Twitter in October of 2020, saying, quote, "Just showing my public support for Johnny Depp. I mean, I'd love him to get clean and stop with the jewelry, but he is clearly the victim after hearing those tapes." Sia also called out Elon Musk, who was in a relationship with Heard at the time. Sia accused Musk of giving Heard the $7 million that she donated after winning her divorce lawsuit. Heard initially claimed that she would donate whatever money she made from the divorce, but when she ended up pocketing it instead, Elon came to her rescue with the money.
Next up is Sheree Zampino. Sheree Zampino is the ex-wife of Will Smith, who he had one son with named Trey. Although this feud is largely over, Jada openly admitted to really disliking her husband's ex-wife, and the feeling was very mutual. When they began their relationship, Jada and Sheree hated each other. They had a lot of issues with their blended family, which basically meant them all co-parenting the kids that they all had with Will. Zampino recalls a moment when she had to speak to Will about their son Trey, but Jada picked up the phone. Quote, "You picked up the phone and I wasn't really respectful. You basically let me know, I don't really appreciate your tone, and I was like, it doesn't matter. And you hung up on me. I called back and I happened to say, bitch, you're living in the house that I picked out." The two then shared a laugh with one another, so I guess this one doesn't really count because they've definitely made amends with one another. Despite having an extremely rocky relationship to begin with, they seem to get over it for the sake of Will Smith and their kids.
In at number 3, celebrities against traveling. In 2020, the majority of the world was asked to stay inside and not travel. During this time, many celebrities took to social media to share what life was like for them while they were stuck at home. Dua Lipa was one of these celebrities, and when governments asked citizens not to leave, she came online and supported the decision, telling her fans to do the right thing and to not socialize or travel. But shortly after, she was called out for being a hypocrite. During this scary time, Dua was traveling all over the world without a care. She was also with her boyfriend Anwar and a group of her friends. Fans took to the comments to call her out for the hypocrisy, with many saying her words were empty and she clearly did not believe she should stay at home. One fan tweeted about the situation said, quote, "Dua Lipa having the audacity to tell us to stay home when she's been in about 4 different continents." Dua did not respond back to the criticism and continued to travel despite it. In at number 10, Rita Ora. It's long been rumored that Rita Ora and Dua Lipa do not like each other, even though they have so much in common and even knew each other before they were famous. At first, Dua used to look up to Rita, but then she got tired of being compared to her. Their feud was made clear at the 2019 Met Gala, where both Dua and Rita were in attendance. A source close to Rita told The Sun that the women had to avoid each other, saying, quote, "Rita is desperate to avoid confrontation and went out of her way to make sure they didn't come face to face." The feud between them started way before Dua Lipa was famous. Since they grew up knowing each other, Dua reached out to Rita's sister, Alina Ora, for help with her career when she was just starting out. Apparently, Alina refused to help, and Dua felt it was because she did not want Dua to become a bigger star than her sister Rita, which definitely did end up happening. The feud continued when Rita Ora was replaced by Dua Lipa in an Adidas campaign. Rita tried to mend things when she tagged Dua in a post she made about putting Kosovo on the map. Rita tagged many famous celebrities who were from Kosovo for support. Every other celebrity tagged, commented, and shared this post, other than Dua. In at number 9, Baby Rexha. Baby Rexha is in the middle of Rita Ora and Dua Lipa's feud, and she thinks the feud will most likely never end. She's always tried to keep the peace between the women, and she's even pushed hard for a collaboration with all of them, but it seems that Dua is standing in the way of this. While speaking to The Sun, she said about their dynamic, quote, "I have really tried. I don't know what's really going on there or what the drama is. I've tried to always be the peacekeeper and bring the girls together." Rexha later walked back her comments and blamed the competitive nature of the music industry on their feud, saying, quote, "It's weird because I know how it is to be a girl and sometimes we can get really competitive. And I'm not even talking about me, Dua, Rita, and Ava, I'm just talking about females in general. What happens is there's not enough women at the table." Rexha added that because she believes the music charts are so male-dominated, it leaves women musicians with an unspoken competitiveness between them. These comments came after the 2019 Met Gala, where it was widely reported that Dua and Rita avoided each other. In at number 8, Taylor Swift. We all know that Taylor Swift and Kanye West despise each other and have been in a long and heated feud since Kanye stole the mic from her in 2009. So how is Dua Lipa involved? Fans thought that Dua was a Taylor fan when she was pictured wearing some of Taylor's merch while doing a sound check. Taylor also took this to mean that Dua was a fan and commented on this post, writing, quote, "I'm screeching with joy." However, the love affair did not last long between Dua and Taylor, because Dua later chose Kanye over Taylor when she was playing a game in an interview. The question was simply to choose Taylor or Kanye, and because Dua prefers Kanye's music, she chose him. Instantly, Taylor's fans were up in arms, claiming that Dua took Kanye's side in their beef. Dua cleared it up on an episode of Watch What Happens Live when she said, quote, "I wasn't thinking about their beef, I was thinking about their music, and Taylor is amazing, but I'm such a hip-hop fan that I would probably choose Kanye over anyone."
In at number 7, Penelope Cruz. Another star who came to Depp's side as a character witness was Penelope Cruz. Cruz and Depp have never had a romantic relationship, but they have worked alongside each other so much that Cruz felt she had a good enough opinion of him to share. In her statement at the time, Cruz wrote, quote, "I've seen Johnny in so many situations and he's always kind to everyone around. He's one of the most generous people I know. During 6 months of my first pregnancy, I spent every single day with him while we shot Pirates of the Caribbean. My husband and I will never forget the sweetness, protection, and kindness that he treated me with every single step of that process."
In at number 6, James Charles. Dua Lipa and James Charles have a long history of feuding, with multiple shady tweets back and forth between the celebrities. It all started in 2019 when Dua attended the American Music Awards. Pictures of Dua at the event were then posted to Twitter, which is completely normal. But things got shady when James chimed in and replied to the photo saying, quote, "I thought this was me." Even though this wasn't the first time the pair had been compared in the past, fans immediately went on the attack. Some replies read, quote, "The audacity," with another adding, "Delete this tweet immediately." Even though Dua herself did not do anything, we can assume James was not happy with that whole situation and blames Dua's fans for this response.
Next up is August Alsina. While I think maybe this one is a bit of a stretch because it's hard to hate someone who's actively keeping you relevant, I do think that August Alsina can't be happy with how his name has been dragged through the mud with this weird open marriage thing that he was involved with. He claimed to have dedicated years of his life to Jada after they had initially been introduced when Jaden brought him home as a friend. Although the two had their affair while Jada and Will were separated, it didn't stop the actor from writing an entire album called Entanglements about without her. It has also just been announced that he's going to write a memoir about his time with Jada, which I am like 99% sure is to A, keep him relevant, and B, to drag Will and Jada's name through the ringer.
And at number 4, L. Russell Brown and Sandy Linzer. After the first lawsuit against Lipa started to gain traction, songwriters L. Russell Brown and Sandy Linzer filed their own lawsuit, claiming Levitating also stole from their song. They believe the song is a duplicate of the melody to their 1979 song Wiggle and Giggle All Night and their 1980 song Don Diablo. The lawsuit alleged, quote, defendants have levitated away plaintiffs' intellectual property. Plaintiffs bring suit so the defendants cannot wiggle out of their willful infringement. Their main argument is that in past interviews, Lipa admitted she deliberately emulated prior eras and took inspiration from historic music from the retro sound of the 2020 album, Future Nostalgia. The suit also claimed that their song is featured in the most prominent part of the song that went viral on TikTok and led to the song's global success. Claim that without their influence on that portion of the song, it would not have went viral. Dua has not commented on the claims in this suit.
In at number 3, Kate James. Kate James, Amber Heard's former personal assistant, has been a key witness in the defense of Johnny Depp. James testified in court that she never saw Johnny get physical with Heard. James also shared some interactions with Heard, where Heard was violent with her. Apparently once when the assistant asked for a raise, Heard spit in her face. James also testified that Heard would get into fits of rage and send angry text messages into the very early hours. James also testified that Heard was rarely sober and was generally under the influence of something that affected her cognitive abilities. When speaking about Depp's demeanor, Kate James said only good things, describing the actor as, quote, shy like a total southern gentleman, supporting all the other witness statements that describe him as nothing but a good man.
In at number 2, Anwar Hadid. Dua and Anwar dated for 2 years before calling it quits on December 23rd of 2021, after rumors that their relationship was crumbling. Rumors started when gossip page Dumois posted a screenshot from inside claiming the couple were 100% broken up. Shortly after the Sun confirmed these rumors, their source claimed, quote, Dua and Anwar are currently taking a break from their relationship and are spending time apart. They're figuring things out right now. According to The Sun, Dua and Anwar's relationship hit crisis mode due to their packed work schedules, so they decided to take some time apart. The source added, quote, their relationship is going through a crisis and appears to be on the rocks. Then weeks later, the breakup was confirmed by both celebrities. We know confirmation who made the decision to end the relationship, but many Dua fans believe she ended the relationship because of Anwar's overbearing family and strong controversial beliefs. And finally, number 1, Ed Sheeran. Dua Lipa offended some men in her industry when she stated that women are held to a higher standard when it comes to concerts. In an interview with British GQ, Dua Lipa stated that women have to be athletes as much as singers, but men are not held to the same standards of showmanship. I remember going to a show by a male artist that actually doesn't do anything on stage, and they got this stellar 5-star review. But then you have women who get up on stage and they're practically doing cartwheels, costume changes, it's a spectacle, and then reviewers nitpick every little thing. Continuing that women are forced to do everything on stage to have an entertaining performance, while men only need to get up and sing. Even though Dua did not name any specific artists, many felt this could be a dig at Ed Sheeran, as his concerts get great reviews and he hardly does anything other than sing with his guitar. There's a chance he was offended by her comments.